Hey gang, what's going on? It's Tim. I hope everybody is having an amazingly good day, evening, week, whatever it is when you see this. I was thinking about a couple of things that came to me over the last week. Last weekend, we had my parents' 50th wedding anniversary celebration at my sister's in Louisville and got together with, of course, my brother, my sister, their families, my parents, and then my extended family, my first cousins, aunts, um, and all that good stuff. It was really, really nice. But we had the chance to have a lot of discussion about a lot of things. And one of my cousins posed the question to me when it came to giving up drinking. He asked me if I judged other people who still drank. And this is something that I think comes up a lot for people who are sober people and people who continue to enjoy their alcoholic beverage. I think that there can be a divide there sometimes. And I thought, I think that this is the topic of my next video. For those who are newly sober or those who continue or still or have no problem consuming alcohol, having a few beers or what have you from time to time. So, it made me think, because my knee-jerk response was, no, of course I don't judge anybody who doesn't drink, and, or who drinks. And, I think that one of the things we all need to do is try to be really, genuinely, brutally honest with ourselves, in how things hit us. It's kind of interesting. I'd never ever want, as a sober person, with a lot of friends who I really enjoy spending time with and who continue to drink, I don't want the fact that I don't drink to be an issue for our relationship, or my relationship with anybody, whether it's my friends, coworkers, my family, whoever it is. I never want that to be our personal choices along the lines of alcohol consumption to influence the relationship there. He's like, well, do you judge anybody who drinks? And I'm like, no. And then I think about it. He's like, well, you have to have some sort of judgment because you've said that you don't think alcohol consumption does anything positive for society or for people. And I don't. As I've covered in other places, alcohol carries a very, very dense vibratory alignment. It's putting it in your body. It doesn't do anything for the positive. I truly believe that. Now, does it do anything for the negative? I think very subtly, just like caffeine, eating too much red meat, anything like that, doing negative behavior or participating in less than positive behaviors like gossip, anything like that. No, they actually don't do things to take your vibe up. They are kind of weighing it down. But I do stuff like that all the time. I'm going to say this, and for newly sober people or people in sobriety, the way I approach it is that I guess I don't think the behavior of consuming alcohol is beneficial. But I also don't think eating a Whopper every day is beneficial. I also know that too much caffeine is not beneficial, or caffeine at all is not beneficial, and here you go. We all do things that are not optimally beneficial for us. And if people enjoy, they're in a place where they want to have alcoholic beverages, I look at that the same as I do eating Whoppers, drinking caffeine. That's cool. All right. That's your relationship with whatever it is you're consuming. God knows I have a lot of habits, behaviors that are not, vibrating at a high, less dense level all the time. So if it's something that is bringing you happiness, at least in the moment, that's great, along with everything else. So to that end, no, I don't judge the person at all, and I think that's something that we need to keep in mind as sober people. And even the behavior, I mean, I just chalk up alcohol consumption for people who don't have a problem with it to anything else that we all do as a society that maybe we know we shouldn't do or we should do less of, but we still do anyway, and we're all working on that. We're all works in progress. Now, when it comes to seeing people who are consistently crossing the line with alcohol consumption, like I was doing, and there is an evident what I perceive to be problem there, or they say they have a problem. I have moved beyond, based on my experience, beyond a state of judgment to one of compassion. And I think that's key as sober people for us to remember, and I think a lot of us understand that. Recently, I heard of a person who was an upper executive in a large organization, and they lost their position due to substance abuse issues. And I heard about it through people in that organization, and the way it came across initially to me was those who were discussing it or gossiping about it were doing it in a negative light, and they're, oh yeah, that person has chemical issues or addiction issues, and it came across in a very judgmental tone. Immediately in me, whereas it used to, or in the old days, it would have probably been something that I would have treated with a judgmental perspective, only because it made me feel better about myself, which is my own issue and my own energy that I have to work through. But now the way I look at it is, immediately for this individual, I felt nothing but compassion, because I know the absolute hell and the pain that they're in, and the fact that they didn't choose whatever path they're on. So with those type of people, there is no judgment, there is compassion. So I wanted to cover that. I'm not sure if this is helpful to anybody out there who is newly sober or sober, or this gives any perspective to others who are not consume alcoholic beverages on a regular basis. But that's kind of where I come from with it. I really enjoy my time with people, whether they're drinking or not. I tell people that, when I have friends who come into town and we get together and we go to the bar, and hey, if you're the type of person who's newly sober or sober and you can't be in those situations, don't put yourself in them. I don't seem to have an issue with it. I will go out to the bar, I will go to gatherings, and I just tell people that, about 10 o'clock I get tired, and the things that people start laughing at just aren't that funny to me anymore. So, I'll just be like, okay, I'm out, peace. And then I can go home, I can get a good night's sleep, I can drive myself home, I don't have to worry about anything, and I'm up early in the morning, and I'm at it. So anyway, that's kind of how I look at it. All right, that's it, everybody. This is my first take on this morning, and I think I'm just going to park this here. Now, I am going to record something on the spiritual side of things, and it's going to be how I approach situations where I am inclined to judge, whether it's people who are drinking. Like I said, I don't think I have judgment issues there anymore based on the perspective that I carry, and it applies to anything where you may have resentments or judgments. But anyway, check that one out. It will be a little more probably applicable to anybody out there. So that's it. Peace, love, blessings, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.